We'll see you, everybody. Hope y'all are having a good day. I know it's been a little while. We're back at it trying to get a little work done. Just out here working on the garden. I normally do a little bit of weeding every day. As you can see, I still got to do these potatoes. My back can't handle but a little bit of the hoe at a time. And I'm adding weed fabric. That's what I'm going to be working on here in just a minute. Is I'm going ahead and adding some weed fabric. I got 2 more 100-foot rows came in today, and I'm going to try to go out as far as I can there. I got a feeling I'm only going to get about 3 rows worth done. So well, about 6 rows worth. So we'll wind up somewhere right in there, I have a feeling. And I may just go ahead and let that last little bit go back to nature for right now. And we'll see how it goes. I had some old weed fabric here that we had for a project, and then I had this little bit that I had gotten from Vivor, and I got some more here, but it's not rolled up, so I'm curious how that's going to go. But let me show you the garden. I haven't shown it in a little while. And my hope is the weed fabric areas, I'm going to do some squash right in here, and some cantaloupes and some watermelons, and then maybe something else. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of space, but I think just about everything we're going to do today is going to be watermelon area, because they need a lot of room to grow. I'm just going to try it out and see. We got peppers that I had overwintered in the sunroom. That cachucha died, or that sweet pepper died. That cachucha died after I brought it back out here. But that one's putting up new growth. And this sweet pepper here is putting up new growth. So about a 50-50 experiment. I wanted to see if I'd get anything from the roots, because there's still some green on both of these stems down at the base. So I may get some root growth from that one. And this cachucha had a small cluster of leaves when I put it out here, but it's done lost it. Like I said, this cachucha, she's coming back, so we should have some there. And then I bought 6 plant starts of just bell peppers, and they're starting to flower. And we got our tomatoes, and they're starting to flower, looking good. I put some seed down between them for some marigolds. Once I see some sprouts on that, I'll weed through that again. But yeah, these tomatoes are looking good. There's some bigger ones here. I'll have to keep up. I had to buy a few more tomato cages. Oh, somebody out there is burning their field, and that smoke's starting to get to me. So I don't know how much I'll be doing out here, but we'll see. We got our first tomato coming up. That's pretty cool. Got these out here, doing a little something. Once I'm sure they're good and established, I'll go ahead and prune them, keep them from touching the ground anymore. Potatoes, I was about a month late getting them in the ground, and you can see where I've weeded and where I haven't. I'm gonna go through and weed these. Got a squirrel planted peanut set right there. I'll let them grow. I'll weed around them. Probably a couple more in here just out of curiosity, see what they do. The potatoes look great. Now, I had sweet potatoes in this area last year and never got an opportunity to harvest them. So I'm hoping that some of them will come back. I ain't seeing, I had some white variety sweet potatoes over here, and nothing's coming up so far, but the white was always slower than the reds and the purples. And right up here, now see, there's one of my Okinawan purples. It's come up, and I got another one right here. That's come up. So that's not too bad. Like I said, still got a lot of weeding to do. Got one row of red onions right there at the edge of the weed fabric. And then I've got basically a row of 2 half rows of white and half rows of red down there. So a row of white and a row of red here. I've never been good with onions, but so far these are already looking better as long as they actually produce something. I'm not a good onion grower. My okra, it's 3-year-old seed. It's actually sprouted up pretty good. There's a lot of grass in it, so once it gets a little taller. Actually, I just spotted that's another Okinawa sweet potato right there. So that's good. Sweet potatoes will pop up. And I figure when we harvest the regular potatoes, we'll come in and harvest the sweet potatoes too. That'll be cool. I didn't think the potatoes were over this far though. So I have to watch in my weeding. And then we've got the contender green beans, a bush variety, starting to flower. Let's see, yep. Let's see, she's starting to do a little something. Starting to flower up. 8 rows of them, 40 foot each. A little thin up here, I'm not sure why. I've already weeded this once, but you can see it's already coming back with a vengeance. That grass is just ridiculous. By the time I'm done with the potatoes, this is going to look like they do now. And I'll just start back over here. And I'm hoping the more I do it, the easier it gets. Multiple reasons, you know, of course, me getting in better shape and just less and less deep-rooted stuff in here. I got several fire ant beds I've still got to exterminate, so I'm gonna work on that soon too. But yeah, garden's coming along. Once I get this all situated the way I want, then I can turn around and start working on my rows right there and get them going. I've got to get the pigs moved from over here to over here so that I can seed that paddock. I've got the sheep moved back out there into theirs. I got to get the grass back growing. There's a couple more peanuts. Like I said, I thought there was a few more peanuts squirrels had planted. I am okay with that. That's a bean. Sprouting in an odd spot, but we'll see how it does. I thought about coming back through and reseeding the thin spots, but I don't know. I may do a succession planting. Pick a different spot, probably out there somewhere. Plant another couple rows once these are a little older, just to see what we get out of it. But that's a quick look at what we got going on in the garden right now. I guess I'm going to go ahead and come over here and start working on this. I've never seen 100-foot bunches of weed fabric come in folded, so that's going to be annoying, I'm sure. But I don't have the what they call the landscaping staples or gardening staples to hold down the fabric. But we hauled off a bunch of scrap metal for a friend, and they had a ton of these political sign holders, or just sign holders in general, but it's usually used for, like, you know, elections and stuff like that. So these things right here, and I've been using them. If I had a little time with a cutter, maybe I'd turn them into staples directly, but I'll show y'all what I've been doing with them. And I use the bricks to help me hold these down when the wind gets bad. But I take and I just fold these down Let's see if I can hold this camera. So I fold them down on both sides, and then I just push them into the ground. And so far so good. I'll see once we have some genuine storms up in here. See how they do. But just using what we got, trying to spend the least amount of money possible. But I'm gonna get started on this while we still have some shade. The sun's just about out of these trees, so I need to get this done. It's been a slow go this morning, but here we go. Well, I didn't film the last part, but I essentially doubled our weed fabric area. Gonna let it set for a couple weeks, cook anything underneath, and then we're gonna start with some squash, some watermelons, and some cantaloupe, and then see where we are. That might be all we need in this area, but we'll see how it goes. I said I was gonna show y'all guys a little more work, but I still haven't adjusted to this heat since my heart surgery a couple of years ago. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back out and do any more. If I do, I'll show you. But if not, then today was a little main garden update and nothing more. And I hope you enjoy coming along with me. And if you got any suggestions or any ideas about working with this stuff, this is my first time, I'd appreciate it. Hope you all have a great one. Wado for watching.